Yes, warmest greetings. First, I want to give thanks and praise to the Most High. Give thanks to our ancestors, our parents, our great grandparents, and relatives that if it weren't for our parents, we wouldn't be here right now. You wouldn't be listening to me, seeing me, and if it weren't for our grandparents, our parents wouldn't be here. So that's why we give thanks and praise. Also, I want to give thanks to our beautiful brother, brother Tony, in Tony Barber shop here. Also, we have the great man Jammers inside the house here as well, in the hot seat. And Jammers came out a storm wherever he's been in the UK. And Jammers will be talking about, his book, talking about his nature adventure. The Speakers Club was again kicking up storm all over the place now. And you know, Jammers is one of my closest friends. Jammers, let me shake hands first.
You put it on the other foot now, you know.
Yeah. Well, people know said this is the man, you know.
Respect.
So Jammers,
you bring me a long way as well, you know.
As you know that this is going out all over the world now. YouTube coming international.
You've gone international now.
International.
You said you're going to be my manager, innit? So the man, you should bring me to YouTube.
YouTube, no, you see. So, Jammers, it'd be wise to let people know how your journey started. Because I know you was in a caravan one time.
I was living in a kind of a car, like a van, a little van.
Yeah.
So I was in a van for a little period of time, like about 2 years, you know. And I think being in that van, it's like you see things different too.
See.
When everybody's in the family watching the TV, you're sitting in the van thinking about how the hell did I get in this van, you know. So you have a different outlook to life.
Yeah.
And you can see that you're almost close to death as well.
Right.
Because if you make the wrong move, you know, your life done in a certain way. So yeah, I was in this van for a little while, and it just got to a time when, boy, I was outside of Sainsbury's and I had enough money for either cheese or bread.
Right, right. So
and that was like, it's pressure on pressure on pressure on pressure. So when I got to that day now, it's just like, I was just thinking, boy, how you fight this negativity, you know? And then it's just like something, just like an on switch just come on, and I just got like a bag of reasoning just come to me, and I just started to look into myself, like, how did I get in here? Who am I? I said, well, I'm a human. But what is a human really after all of this? So I said, well, a human's made up of atoms. And I said, well, atoms, protons and neutrons. I said, well, what's that? What's a proton atom? So the atom, what do they do? So, well, all I know is they revolve. So I say, I'm trying to get to the bottom of everything now. So what's revolve then? You know, what's revolve? Then it just, re means volve. It's two different sounds in the one word. Re means to go back. I said, 1 minute. I've got English O level, but nobody's talking like return, remember, recall. Re means to go back. How come nobody's ever said this before? Then volve means to turn. So revolve, then it's just a turn back. So then I said everything revolves. So everything goes back, everything spins back. So I said, well, something just said to me, well, I'm in a hot place. I come from a hot place, living in a cold country. So when I'm taking clothes off, they're putting clothes on. So what's good for them might not be good for me. So I said, so now I just started to look at the word, like, and I saw the word tip, which is T-I-P. And so when I turn the sound backwards, you get pit, which is the bottom. So that means when they're at the tip of something, we're in the pit. You see, so when they say something opposite, it means the opposite. And then bus, B-U-S, or you bus out of prison, and you turn that backwards, and you get. See, it's so hard to do it because we're not looked. You look B-U-S, sub, which is under. So then, sub is under. So then I said, when you turn the certain words down backwards, you get another meaning. And inside the word, they don't tell you there's sounds and the different sounds make up. It's got meanings in itself. They just give you letters. And I said, then my brain just started looking at the sounds in the words. And then it's like there's so much different sounds in the words, and the sounds have got deeper. You get a deeper understanding of what the thing means rather than the meaning. And every word has a sound in it.
Okay, so that leads on for you to.
My brain, it's just like an on switch on my brain. Just started every word I'm looking at, just de-analysing the word. Then I started to check my reasoning by going into books, going into their books, their books to find out, and what they were saying is the same thing in my reasoning.
So at that point there, and you probably still do it now, that you was just analysing everything, really.
Every word that
the words backwards,
every word I'm
and
getting,
the meaning and so
that's right.
Okay then.
And then breaking up the words.
So this lead on to your book now. I mean,
this lead on to me realising there's something. It's just like a Matrix movie. Something ain't quite right here. Like there's a part in this whole system that we ain't been told about. You know, there's an understanding or overstanding that we just kept out of it. You know, there's a reason why they give us a learning to keep us at a certain level where we can't function at our highest level. So this led me to see that there's a system that's designed to keep us down.
Keep it down. Okay. And I know that the book you had, decoding the language.
Decoding, yes. I brought one of a few copies left of it. Yeah, decoding the language, as you can see when you turn it.
So
that's another style as well.
When you started to write how did the writing come about? How did you start to?
Well, what happened is I started to tell my friends about. I just started to see different meanings in the word.
Right.
Like in the word Adam, which everybody knows Adam. The preachers say Adam, Adam, Adam. You know Adam from your born. Your mum tell you Adam. So then I'm sitting down when I was actually DJing. I look at the word Adam. I said, 1 minute. Look at the word Adam. The first letter in Adam is A. The next sound that you can see in Adam is damn. Damn. A damn. So what happened to Adam? He got damn. It's in the name Adam.
So everything's in the word.
It's like every word I come into, there's another meaning, and it makes more sense than what you see in this dictionary.
Right.
Because Adam was in the garden, and the problem what Adam had is when he took something from the tree. And what's on the tree?
Was it apple we took from the tree?
Yeah, but what else is on the tree?
What do you mean what else on the tree?
What do you see on the tree when you look at a tree?
Branches, leaves. Yeah.
Leaves. So that must be why it's called a leaf, because he had to leave when he took the apple from the tree. In the word tree is the word leave, and that's what happened when he went to the tree. He had to leave. It's in the word. Right. So you got Adam, which means a damn, which happened to him. Damn. If you turn Adam backwards, you get madder. Yeah. So him leave. Yeah. And then he got madder because once you leave the place of your origin and you lose touch with who you really are, you get madness in the name. And who was his wife?
Eve.
And what does Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve mean? When you see Eve before Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve.
Before the...
Eve means before.
Yeah.
Eve means before. Okay, one more thing. When you look at the word leave and you turn it backwards now, remember I say turn it back, so you've got leave, L-E-A-V-E, leave.
You leave, yeah.
And you turn the sound, it's the sound. You get E-V-A-E-L, eval.
Eval.
So Adam, are you following this? Adam, left, leaves, from the tree, leaves. Yeah. Turn Adam backwards, it's madder. Yeah. You turn leaves backwards, you get eval. You get his wife Eve, and what happened? Evil. Before the illness. Yeah. So I went to a pastor because there's a pastor preaching. He said when I was watching him in church, he said he's been preaching for 22 years. Blah blah blah. And I mentioned just what I told you now. The man ran off. I was saying this is the kind of thing that I would have thought the man would have. Where you get all of this information? The man ran off.
He literally ran off.
He literally ran. Where you taking me? And run.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what?
So just run from you.
Just run off.
Okay.
So I said, he couldn't deal with that. He couldn't deal with that.
Deal with the reasoning. Okay.
So then I started just what I just told you, just a little sample, because I was DJing and I just started to write all of this stuff down. Garden, you guard in the den, you're in the den. Guard. So I wrote all of this down while I was and I wrote about 4 pages, and I started to tell my friends. So 1 minute I'm talking about music, you know. The next thing I'm coming at my friends is like, what happened to you? What? Even you, I tell you one time, you just. Yeah, right. You know, it didn't click. So I've been telling my. Then after a while, some of my friends said, 1 minute, what you're saying is starting to make sense. Why don't you write it down? You know, and I said, you know. But after a while, I started because so much things was coming out that I started to just make a whole heap of. One notebook became a whole pile of notes.
Okay, because obviously you started writing it down, and that's when you know think about.
And it just started coming out, notes and notes, and I've just got piles of notes.
Right. So, come back to the book. I know you had a book before that.
Yeah, the book before that. A whole heap of controversy. I had to brand my own book.
Okay.
They was even watching me in a racist site in America, and they had my video of me on the site, telling everybody to come and look. Yeah.
Okay.
The show that we was on, they had a video copy of it.
Okay then.
When I done the launch, they videoed that.
Okay then.
Because I had a stats counter on it, and I see all these hits coming from Georgia, Alabama, Australia. And when I check it out, it's from this site in America. Yeah, due to this book, you know.
Okay then. You want to mention about the book?
The first book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might as well now.
Yeah.
But the first book was called A Nigger's Bible.
So what would you call a nigger's Bible?
Because my friend got a bookshop.
Yeah.
But I noticed most of the black people, Matt Mills is in the bookies next to it. So he's got his bookshop, but everybody's in the bookies on the horses. Or right. So he's got more people in. There's more people in the bookshop than this book. So I'm thinking, you know what? To sell a book nowadays, it's not easy to. So that's foolish. I can do promotion and that. I did a lot of promotion as a DJ.
Yeah.
So to sell a book is not going to be no easy thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the only way I can see people buying this book is if I have something that's going to be to put the two most controversial words together.
So you use it as a controversial,
but
to draw
attention. It wasn't even it came to that, but it wasn't even really that. What really hit, funny enough, I was doing a karaoke. I do a lot of karaoke, so I was doing a karaoke to the White House. Yeah, and on the way to this place called the White House, while I'm driving, I had to stop the car and tell my friend, if you look at the word nigger and you put a 0 next to it, like they say nigger means nothing, you turn that backwards, you get O, then you get Ori, Jen. Backwards. So when you and then when you look at the word Negro backwards, you get as well. If you look at the word Negro backwards, which N-E-G-R-O, right? If you play with the sounds, you get O, R, which means then you get I, Ore, then you got Jen.
What's that?
O R.
Origin.
Okay, yeah, so you can. It's like they know who we are already, and then they twist the sound. They're telling us who we are. You know, they know more about us and they're telling us who we are really. You know, so I always had a problem with the word because every time they give me a word, I say, why are they talking about this particular word? So I had a problem with the word nigger. I said, what is it about this word? Why are they calling it? Because every word, just like mathematics, every word they're calling us is for a reason. You know, so there's a reason why they're calling you that particular word. Not calling you a cat, dog, mouse, donkey, or chicken. They say nigger. So why they say? That's what I said. What is it? Why are they using it? I've never heard this word before. It doesn't relate to an animal or a monkey. So what is it about this word they don't like?
Okay, so just touch on the first book. I know you was getting quite some response, probably in America and whatever. Did people speak to you directly or emails or what was it?
It was a mad thing because you know, it's like that guy that wrote the book about the Muslims and he had to go into hiding. It was like me writing a book about nigga. I'm talking to Rastaman and all that about we got to respect the word nigga. It's like why y'all talk about? You know what I mean? So it was just a mad thing.
So he's getting some kind of.
I was getting a holy response.
Yeah.
One time even me and Jang, because Jang, I didn't know nothing about selling books, and when I got the book finished. I got big up Mantis who put all the colours together. He was the one who took me around to the bookshop to show me the book. And what it is, I had the flyers about this nigger's Bible on the flyers, and we must have given it to one woman, and then before we even got into the shop to give the book, she left her children, run into the shop asking about the book before I even got to the shop. You know, so it just had a powerful effect.
Okay, well, I mean. Probably the objective was really to get that kind of reaction. But
I think it really, even though it was nigger's Bible, that word nigger was bugging me. You know, bugging. It was really bugging. That was the one that was bugging me. And because I even used that title, so I had to find the meaning of that word.
Okay.
You know, I had to find what it was. You know.
Come back to your book. What's happening now?
Yeah. So this is basically what it is as well. Because of how the public is with taking information, you know, I had to write a book in like a humor. It had to be catch attention, and it had to be in a comical way as well.
Okay,
with the message, with like a hidden message in it. You see, so that first book was like a comedy. But even when I even tried to even do the book, there's a whole heap of problems. So it didn't quite come out how it was supposed to.
Right.
Because there's a printer, Jewish old printers. certain people won't even want to tolerate that. Even radio stations, I couldn't even promote on the radio station.
Right. So you weren't able to promote the way you would like to.
I wasn't able to promote. Even in Jamaica, they bigged it up. Even John Holt was bigging up the team.
Seriously?
Yeah, okay. I've even got dub plate. I've even got jingles from the Jamaican artists jumped on it, you know. But I couldn't promote it on the radio.
Okay. Then.
But basically, with writing a book, it's not just about, you have to think about you selling the book too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And basically, a controversial subject. It had to be like humour, but it had a hidden message in it. Well,
I thought with that though, you could have used that to go into workshops, into schools or college, universities.
Well, the funny thing is, the people who've gone through the educational system, they've got a certain way of looking at something.
Okay.
And they're like, got to be politically correct.
Okay.
So even if there's a certain reasoning in it, if it doesn't follow the government guidelines, you can't teach you can't teach that knowledge to anyone.
Okay. Fair enough.
So that was the problem. So basically, as well, the book was popular, but I held back because even I didn't think I was going to be alive after that book. If you notice, this is taken from the first one, but if you notice all the credit, the dedication, that's me like writing my last will and testament. You know, so I was thinking, once the government or something see this title of the book, but you find out your own people is the ones who you got even more worries about, because they wasn't really. They like the book. There's certain people that it's just controversial. Some people like the book. Some people didn't like the book. So but people just bought the book like that.
Now this book here now, how well is this book here doing?
This book is doing it. It's excellently well. Yeah, it's what it is. The way I was able to put that book out with the humour is because how I can spin the words around and find it in a meaning in words. In the first book, I didn't give away that kind of secret. Yeah. So the people entertained it, but when they came up in an argument about the book, they couldn't really defend the book. Okay. So this one is just giving away now how I spin the words, the hidden meaning in the words, how words are put together, you know, the science behind the words, and that's why I put this book out. It's decoded language. So. This is more about the technical element. It doesn't sell like the other book. Like if you put this in a bookshop, people are not going to buy it. But once I go on the radio, or if I'm talking to you on an interview, or if I speak to people, then they just have to buy it. And especially Galaxy, I've got to big up Bad Galaxy, Dr. Abu Ratati. When he mentioned this book on the, remember you was on the show and you sparked it off. You sparked it off. When we mentioned it, the phone line just went berserk. And I couldn't even keep up with the demand, and the printers put the price.
I mean, okay. Talking about words, because I know that the whole thing about God and the Bible, I wonder if you could give a little spin into the research and
Well, see, this is still a subject that I don't really want to go into when it comes to the Bible. Even though I had the Bible in the.
You got the Bible
in there. I've got it in here. Yeah. Okay, but basically, if you look at the root word of God, it comes from a German word, Gott. Yeah. Also, it comes from, if you trace the root, I've got it in here. I'm not going to technically go through every word. If you basically trace the root of what God means, the root word, it means heaven. Right. It means sky. It means it's sky and heaven. You know, so the root word. If you trace the Germanic root word of God, Gott, and you go back Jupiter, that's where even Jupiter comes from. Jupiter. Yeah. So also the spin of it. It also means libation as well. It comes to libation. Okay. So basically, you trace the root word of God, and you'll find heaven. And look where they worship God on when? A Sunday. So basically, God, the root word to Ra star, the shining star, which is the sun, which is the Kemetic word for God. The Kemetic word is Ra. So you take your God, trace it back, and you'll find a Ra. That's why they worship on a Sunday. Right. So the root of it, and it means libation, which is a Kemetic celebration of our ancestors.
So everything goes back to the goes back.
But basically, when the Europeans take a certain word, it's contaminated, and they use it for a device. And as I said, it's like, I don't know, basically everything makes a sound. If you hear a snake, you know what to do. If you hear a bee, you know what to do. But if you don't hear no sound, there's no reaction. So they've taken these symbols, what they call words, and taken the sound out of it. But if you look inside the sound, you can see a certain meaning. And I say, when you reverse God, you get G-O-D, backwards is dog. And if you look at the brain and analyze it, and analyze the religion, what they're doing, once they've got you hooked on that, they lead you with what? They lead you like a dog. And what if they got, what's the thing around the collar called? Dog collar.
Dog collar.
And what collared means you're held.
Fair enough.
You're standing on a pool pit. Why is this spot holy? Why are you standing on a pool pit? You know, they're pulling you into the pit.
Yeah.
So,
because funny enough, right, the right pastor, Pastor Right,